Hi guys, and welcome to the Complete SQL Course 2020. So in this course I'm gonna show you guys how to get started with the SQL language using MySQL as a database. So in this course I'm gonna show you everything from the fundamentals to the advanced level of SQL. So let's get started with this presentation, and I'm gonna show you just some definitions for SQL databases and all of that, so you can get started in this course. So let's see what you will learn in this course. You are gonna learn in this course everything you need to get started with databases. So you are gonna learn the basics of SQL, how to create database, CRUD operations, constraints, alter, and so much more. Okay, let's see the next slide. So let's start with what's a database. What's basically a database? A database is nothing but a container for your data. A database can be simpler than you think. It can be your 5 best friends, your mobile phone, your shopping list. A database can go offline. It's everything. It's everything around you. Everything that contains data, that contains information, is some form of a database. So there is a lot of types of databases, and we are gonna see that in the next slide. Okay. Databases are really great for storing data, because a database on your PC can store a huge amounts of data. So what's the difference between SQL and MySQL? This is kind of confusing when it comes to learning databases. So SQL is just a language. It's just a language for creating and managing databases. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Okay, SQL is just a standardized language for creating databases. Meanwhile, MySQL is just a relational database management system, which is basically a software for creating databases. Just a type of database. Okay, so SQL is a language, MySQL is just an instantiation, just a software, just some sort of database. So what are some popular databases? We have huge number of databases around. Just this is by no means one of them. These are just a few of them. So MySQL Server, which is MSQL Server, which is a Microsoft database, CouchDB, PostgreSQL, which is huge when it comes to data analytics and data analysis and data science. SQLite, which is a small database for just testing. Oracle, of course, this one is so famous, and MariaDB, which actually an instantiation of MySQL, which we are gonna use in this course to learn MySQL. So SQL vs NoSQL. There are types of languages when it comes to dealing with databases. So SQL, as I said earlier, is just a standardized language for creating databases, but it stores data in static tables. Like, it organizes data in more static tables. Each table has columns and rows and cells, and we are gonna see that in the next slide. So a unique key identifies each row in I would say in every database, in every every table in a database. An example of SQL language is MySQL, right here, which is a database based on the SQL language. So NoSQL now is getting really popular these days, and NoSQL organizes data in anything but a table. Okay, in JSON and XML files, graphs, and NoSQL is known for its flexible tables and flexible operations. An example of a NoSQL is MongoDB right here, and of course Firebase, which is created by Google. So let's wrap that up. SQL is just a standardized language. It stores data in static tables. NoSQL stores data in anything but a table. It can store data in JSON and XML files. We can see here this is an actual table that we are gonna create in the course. Here we have this whole image is just a whole table on its own. Okay, this vertical right here with this yellow color is a column, and this one is just a row with the red one right here, and this with the green one, which is hello from post 3, it's just a cell. Okay, these are the differences between tables, columns, rows, and cells. This whole thing is just a table. I'm just saying again so you can get it. This whole thing is just a table. This one is just a column right here. This was the blue one is a column. This was a red one is a row, and this with the green one is just a cell. Okay, so what's exactly a query? A query is just a request, just a line you give to your database command line so you can get the specific piece of information you want. Okay, with that out of the way, let's say the next bullet right here. So as the database gets more complex and complex, it's going to be hard to get the specific information you want from database, and the query gets more complex and complex. An example of a query like here, you can see select all from and the DB name. Actually, this is the table name. Okay, so we can see here this is an example of a query. This one needs to be okay. This one is wrong. We can put any name right here, which is a table name, not a database name. Okay, go to the next one, and the next one is CRUD. CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete, which are the basic operations of every app out there. You are gonna see this in any app you create, and if you have any programming experience, you know what I'm talking about here. So create for creating data, read for reading data, update and delete also are for updating and deleting data. So CRUD is not basically attached to databases. It's a common concept of software engineering. So this is it for this video. This is it for this small presentation. If you have any question, you can comment down below or reach to me on my social media. So guys, this is it, and enough of the talking, and in the next video I'm going to show you guys how to install exam so we can install PHP-MyAdmin, which is a graphical user interface for dealing with databases. With that out of the way, see you in the next video. Hi guys, and welcome to the next video of this course. So in this one I'm going to show you guys how to install exam. And exam is just a software that gives us a server and a PHP-MyAdmin tool, which is a graphical and user interface to deal with databases, which we're gonna use in this course. Okay, if we hover over here and if you type in apachefriends.org like this, you are gonna get to this page right here. Okay, apachefriends.org, you click go, can get right here. So this is the exam page. If you click on this, that will download it for Windows. You can download it for Linux and Mac right here. So if we click right here, you can see now that we're downloading the last version of it, which is 7.4. I'm not gonna download because I already have another one right here. If I go to my programs right here, you can see that will appear like this exam. So if I click on it, you can see that I have 7.3, but 7.3 is similar, it's very similar to 7.4. There is a same actually. We click on this right here. Okay, and it's telling us that it's gonna installation will start the installation. If we click OK right here, we can click next, and this basically right here telling us that we are gonna install these services on our computer. All we need is MySQL, Apache, and PHP-MyAdmin, but you can keep all this just for future reference. Click next. We click next. We can uncheck this. Click next. Okay, and we click next again, and there it is, our installation started. So this will take like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna pause the video for this. So you can see that we're now almost done, but I don't want to start the control panel right now, so I'm gonna uncheck this and click on finish. So if you go now to your C drive, you will find this file right here. If you click on exam, and you can see here the exam control. I wanna run this as an administrator, and yes to English right here. So this basically will give us this panel right here. So I didn't run it from the panel right there, and I did run it as an administrator, so that we want to install these services right here. So every time you open your computer again, these services will run in the background without you having to run your Apache again and again. So every time you open the computer, those services will run in the background. So if we click on this, and this is will install the Apache server, click yes, and this will run. This one, MySQL, you can click on this. You can see this one is giving us a success right here. So if we actually click on MySQL here, which we need, click start. If we click start on this, and give us the red highlight right here. So if we go to our Chrome right here, we type in PHP. Actually, we need localhost slash PHP my. Click no. You can see here that this is our tool that we'll use to create our databases and deal with them. So in the next video we'll see some differences right here, and don't freak out, these are my old databases right here. You will see this around the whole course, but don't freak out, it's just my old databases. You will create your one and deal with it. So see you in the next video. So let's just start off by creating a database. If you type into your search bar localhost slash PHP MyAdmin, you will get here. Okay, and actually creating a database is really easy. You can just type the name of the database here and press create, and it will create the database that will show up right here or right here. But I like to create it with the command line, because that's what you guys will most be doing in your apps. Okay, so let's just start doing that, and it's actually really easy. Just type create database, which is of course reserved words obviously, and the name of your database. Let's just say blog and semicolon, and you press go, and here it is, our database. It's completely empty, and if you want to drop it, you just type drop database block, and this will drop the database. Let's just see finished. And that's it for this video. So creating a database on its own, it's not that beneficial, right? So you want to create some tables and put some records and do another bunch of stuff with your database. So I'm gonna just show you guys how to create a table, and of course I created the database again. Here it is. Okay, so in our blog database, let's see, we wanna create a table called users. So you just type in create table and the table's name and parentheses, semicolon. Let's just separate this, and here we type our columns. We are start off by the column name. Of course you can name that what you want. Let's say ID. The column type, which is int. I'm gonna talk about types, column types, in just in the next videos. So, and the allocations, let's say 11, and comma, so we can write our next column. Of course, the column name again, username, the column type varchar, and the allocations, which will be, let's say 22, the email varchar, and the allocations, and last but not least, the password, which of course also gonna be varchar 22 as well. I just like to give it that way. So this easy, we can create our table and press go. Okay, we have something here. Oh, actually I'm not in the database, so I'm just gonna copy this and get into the database, and here is SQL, and actually we're here in the database, and we are gonna paste this in, go, and here it is. It's giving us success prompt, and here is our table. Here is the structure of it, and yeah, I think this is it. So hi again. In the last video I went on and created this table users, and in this video I want to show you guys a couple of things about creating tables and stuff, and one of those things is describe table, describe, and then the table names. And basically what that does, it tells you or shows you some information about the table. It's like you're creating unstructured. So let's end this with a semicolon and click go, and here is the information about this table. So this is the first one, The second one is actually dropping a table, and this is really easy. You just type in drop table and the table name, which is users, and click go. Yes, okay. And this is actually will create will drop the table. So this is it for this video. So now, after creating the table, I wanna show you guys how to insert data in this table. So start off by typing insert into and the table's name, and we're specifying the columns: ID, username, email, password, values. We're opening the parentheses again, and here we are gonna specify the inputs we wanna input to the table. One for the ID, the username is, let's say, Muhammad23. The email is, we're gonna put the quotations because this is a varchar at gmail.com. The password is 123. We are gonna close the parentheses and the semicolon, and this is how you insert data into a table. So click go, and here it is, one row inserted. So if you wanna just insert multiple records into the table, I will just paste this real quick, and here we can paste more than one record into the table. We will create this one time, we will specify this for one time, and we are gonna create and we are gonna type in our records like that, separated with a comma. So I'm just gonna click go, and here it is, 5 row inserted. If we click browse, here is our records, and that's it for this video. So in this one, I'm gonna show you how to update and delete a record or a row from a table. Let's say that one of our users want to change, let's say, his username. Let's say the user Omar wants to change or update his username. So let me show you how to do this. So start off by the keyword update. That makes sense. Users, set username, username equal, and the input you wanna input to the database or the record you want to do. Let's say he wants to change it to Omar 123, where the username equals first user name. Let's end this with a semicolon, so it's really easy to do it. So let's just click go, and it's giving us one row affected. So this is for delete. So let's check this real quick, and you can see the record gets updated right here. So for the delete, it's also really easy. Let's say the user Ahmad wants to delete his information on the website. So it's really easy. I'm just gonna show you. And you start out by delete from users. Let's say where ID. You can specify whatever column you want. ID, username. I'm just gonna go with username equals Ahmed, and that should do it. Yes. And one row affected. It's a success message, and here it is. Ahmed isn't here anymore. So that's it for this video. So guys, in this video I'm gonna walk you through about the different data types of SQL, and these of course are not only the data types, those are only just 6, but these are the most common ones you are gonna deal with since you're working with SQL and databases and stuff. So those are the common ones. I'm gonna walk you through them. This int stands for integer and stores whole numbers. So you can put the allocations here, like 1, 2, 3. You can specify whatever allocation you want here. The second one is decimal, for storing decimal numbers. Here you specify the numbers you want. The N stands for the numbers you want after the decimal point. So if we type here like 10 and here 4, so this is basically where we're storing 10 numbers and 4 after the decimal point. The next one is varchar. Varchar basically stores a string of text, and of course for this in you can store whatever you want. Okay, any number you want. Really depends on how you specify it. So the next one is blob. Blob stands for binary large object and stores files, images, stores some kind of large object. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Date stores date, the standard date. Here we have 4 digits for year, 2 digits for days, 2 digits for month, and 2 digits for days. Timestamp also stores date, but it's kind of specific. Here we have the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. So these are the most common ones you are gonna use, and that's the end of this video. So this one is about operators, and operators is just a way of specifying which results you want from the database. So we have equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, and or. Okay, and let's just do some examples right here. This is actually how you comment. If I didn't tell you guys, this is how you comment stuff on SQL with the star and slash. Okay, real simple. So let's just select some database, some information from the database, and this command, the first you're gonna learn, select star from users, and this will get all the results from this specific table. Star here means all. Okay, and we click go, and this will get all the results from the database. So we are gonna be here more specific and use the keyword where, which is a condition, of course, where let's say we want to get the username, only the username with the ID 1. So we are gonna see here where ID equals 1. So let's see, and here it gives us the ID with the number 1. So let's see, we wanna get all the users with the IDs, but the ID except the ID 1. We are gonna do this, create greater than or less than altogether. This will get all the users except the user with the ID 1. So all of them except the ID 1. Let's take another one right here, greater than. Let's get the users with greater than or equal ID greater than or equal, let's say, let's change this a bit, 3. So this gets 3 or more than 3, 4 and 5, and or ID equals 1. So this is giving us the IDs, the records with the IDs greater than and equal 3, or ID equals 1. So this is it for this video. Hi guys, again, and welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm gonna teach you guys how to create primary keys. And primary key is just a way of identifying a table through a unique column. Okay, so we use primary keys to identify which column will be unique. Okay, I guess this should be really simple, but I wanna teach you guys how to create it through a SQL command. So we are gonna create another table. So this is gonna be a little repetitive, but it's really easy. Consider it as a refresher. And we are gonna create this post table. We're gonna open these parentheses. And here is the first column, ID. In it, which is column type, column data type, and we are here gonna specify this table as a unique table. We are gonna also try auto increment, which will increment this table, this column, sorry. ID, title of the post, varchar, the allocations is, let's keep it for 20. You can put this whatever you want, comma, the body of the table, varchar, text. Oh, we are gonna, let's say, oh, we are gonna set the body to the text. Okay, and text is actually a kind of column data type that is unlimited. Okay, body. Oh, we have an error here. Symbol name was expected. I don't know what that is, but let's just keep it that way. Title, and here is the last column, and and this will be in it. Here is the allocations. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what this is just in the next video probably. Okay, let's just keep it for this way. So here's our primary key and it's auto incremented. Now let's just press go. And here it is, the second post. If we have gone to its structure, you'll see this is little key right here, see it's primary. Okay, if we actually inserted some data, let's just have over here, title, post 1, hello, sorry, from post 1, just keep this one, title, this is post 2. You notice that we didn't actually type any numbers here. Okay, it will increment on its own. Will be incremental, and if we hit go, okay, if we go into both, so here it's 1 and 2. It's now a unique identifier. If we try and enter 1, which is here, we are trying to enter a duplicate entry. See what's given us. So it's given us it's given us an error. We can update that to 1. We gotta keep this to 2 or 3 or whatever, so it will not be duplicate. So I guess this is it for this video. Yeah. Hi guys again, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to create foreign keys. So let's exactly know what is a foreign key. A foreign key is just a relationship between two tables. When you guys create your databases, as it gets more complex, it's gonna have a lot of relationships in it. So a foreign key is just a basic relationship between two tables. Okay, and actually foreign keys are kind of confusing, but actually people are making them confusing, but they're actually really simple. And I'm gonna show you guys how to create this. So we are gonna create another table which is category. Okay, just to show you guys how we are gonna make a relationship between categories, the categories table and the posts table. So let me have this in here. Let's create our table category. create table. And let's just short this for cats. Word category is kind of big, so let's have this right here, the ID, and you can see, guys, this is getting a little repetitive, but you guys can make this as a refresher. I think it's getting more easy now to create a table. Primary key, auto, increment, not null. And actually, what not null is it's not gonna allow any nulls in this column. Okay, it's gonna trigger an error if there is a null row in this table. So what is going on? So the second column is name, the category name. It'll be var_car. Let's keep it 20. You guys can make this whatever you want. And here we are gonna create the foreign key. So to create a foreign key, you just type in foreign key and the column you want to specify it as a foreign key, and this is like the child. So the parents which is gonna be associated with, let's just write in references, and here we are gonna type the parent which is gonna associated with just the table name first and the column which is ID. Okay. And here we are gonna write in on delete. So you can see that foreign keys prevent data corruption. So we are telling him basically when we associate the ID in the categories table with post ID, here is what's gonna happen when you delete a record from the post ID. Okay, you can set this to a lot of stuff. Let's just say cascade. Okay. And what basically cascade does is when we delete a record from the post ID which has an ID associated to the ID in the categories table, it will delete the records from the categories ID. It will delete the records from the categories. Okay. So we are gonna, hopefully that makes sense. We are gonna category, and here it is, our new table. So if we just enter some data right here, if we try to enter any data right here, if you hop over to ID, it will just give you some options which will tell you which record you want to associate with from the post ID. Okay, as I showed you guys earlier, here we have a post one. Let's just associate with it, and let's say the category name will be tech. If we try to create another post, you can see that it will show all the posts from the post table right here. And let's see, the other categories will be blogging. Okay, we are gonna press go. If we've gone to the cats table, now if you hover over this, it will show you guys the table's title here. If we are gonna click on this, will bring us to the ID associated with it from the post table. If we actually done that again to the to the second record, it will bring back to the ID here from the post table. Okay guys, and that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hi guys, and welcome again. So in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to create indexes. And indexes are just a way of referencing to a column or a table, just for better research and for more efficient research. Okay, just like the way of index through a table, just a way of searching through your database. So let's just hop over to the command. So to create indexes is basically simple. Create, type in create index and the index name. Let's say we want to create an index on the name of the table categories. So nm, let's just call it nm on cats, which is the table name and the name of this column, semicolon, and here it is giving us success prompt. So if we actually try and search and select data from the cat's name, it's gonna be a little more efficient. Let's just select the name and go. Can see it's more faster, it's more efficient to search through the table. And I wouldn't recommend me putting indexes or creating indexes on all tables, on all columns. So it's not just that good, okay? I wouldn't recommend that. So if we actually hover over to cats and to the structure, you notice that there is a little index, an index key right here, showing us that this name is an index. And you can, if you guys want to drop an index, it's really easy. Just type in drop index and the index name, which was nm, on, and the table name, which is cats. So let's try this, go, and here is, if we go back to cats structure, and now we can see that the key is not there. So this is it for this video guys, and see you in the next video. So there is another index which is unique, which identifies a certain column as a unique column. And there's actually a lot of types or kinds of indexes, but the most ones you're gonna work is the index that I discussed in the last video and the unique index. Okay, let's just show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys how to create a unique index. Okay, so it's really similar. There's just minor changes. So start out by typing in create unique index, and the index you wanna specify, let's say, as we did earlier, nm, and the table's name, which is cats, and the column we wanna specify as a unique, which is name right here. We're gonna close this, semicolon, Oh, there is some kind of, check the menu. Oh, we forgot the word add right here. Yeah, it's on. Sorry guys, I forgot. So there it is. It's given us a success prompt, and if we actually have gone to the index, it's given us like 10 index column. Okay, and if we hover over here, you can see this, it's unique now. Okay, if you wanna drop this, it's actually really easy, like I did earlier. You type in drop index nm on the table's name. The table's name, which is cats. This in, that's given us a success prompt, and if you go again to cats structure, and there it is, the index is gone. So this is it for you guys. Try to do a little training on this. Okay, yeah, and that's it for this video. So guys, in this video I'm gonna teach you how to use SQL functions. And the SQL functions are just keywords to do some specific function, to get some information, some piece of information you want from your database. So here we have sum, which is a summation, min, average, max, and count. So if I didn't say that in the previous videos, this is how you comment. This is how you comment an actual. This is how you comment a single line. You just do 2 hyphens. This is just a side note, okay? So we are gonna start off by using the summation. So if we wanna just if we actually make it this in another tab right here. If we actually have over here and we see the column ID and we wanna get the sum of these IDs in this column, okay, we can do this really easy like this. Select sum and the column you want to specify. Okay, let's see, the ID from and your table name, which is users. And if we click this, will give us 15, which is the summation of the column. And if we wanna get the minimum, which is 1, we can do it really easily. We're just gonna replace this with min, and if we click go, it will get us 1. So in the next video I'm gonna show you guys how to use average, maximum, and count. Yeah, and this is it for this video. Oh, hi again to the next part of the functions. Okay, and the last video I used sum and min, and in this video I'm gonna use average, max, and count. So we can see here you can see here that sum and average can be used only with numbers. On the other hand, min and max and count can be used for characters or numbers. So let's try average. I'm gonna type in here select AVG average ID from, let's just this time use post semicolon, click go. It's given us 1.5. Okay, so we here have 3, 1 and 2. Okay, we have two cells. So now we can use max, and it's gonna give us, of course, 2. This is the maximum number in posts, and it's giving us 2. Let's use now the last one is count. Let's use count ID. Here, and it's giving us 2 cells. If we tried this on ID in actually users, it's gonna give us the number of cells in the ID columns, which you can see here is 5. Okay, let's try using sum on some varchar or on some text or on some characters column like title here, and let's see what's giving us. Okay, I go sum, and this is title from posts. Okay. Go, and it's giving us 0 because you can't get a summation for characters. Okay, that makes sense. So this is it for this video, and guys, try to do some training. I'm gonna leave some training on this part on the course, okay, in a file maybe. Yeah, try to do a little training, and in the future you actually can create your own functions in SQL. If you guys have any programming experiences, you will know what functions are. Okay, I guess this is it for this video, and see you in the next video. Yeah. So up to this point, guys, we have talked about a lot of stuff like creating tables and functions and all of that, but I haven't really talked about a query, like a specific query. I might give you the definition in the first presentation, but I haven't really talked that deeply yet about queries. So in this whole section of videos, we are gonna learn some SQL clauses, which like 6 or 7 clauses. I haven't decided that yet, but you guys are gonna enjoy this because this is actually the core of SQL. We're gonna teach you guys how to get this specific information you want from your database. It's like some conditions you put on your query so you can get this information. You can get that information you want. Okay, so let's just discuss what is a query. Actually, a query is just a base of information you just use to get this information from your database. Okay, let's say this query select all from, let's say, boss. So this basically will get all the boss from the database because the star here means all. Okay, let's just press go. So you get here all the data from the post table, and if we actually click this to get the boss, here is all the boss in the post data in the post table. So let's say we wanna get like the ID. We wanna get the row of the ID, this row right here. So what we can use here is where, the where condition, and where it's just basically a condition to get this specific data. So we can write when you write where here, SQL here expects a new or a condition. to provide so you can get that piece of information. So if we write ID, let's say equals 1, and we press that, it will get this row with the ID 1. If we write 2, it will get that piece of information right here. Okay, so these are queries. This is the keyword where. Okay, we can actually use any column we want here. Like, let's complicate this a little bit. Let's copy that. You guys can copy that, and we are gonna bring the data with the title. So after we're right here, we're gonna change this to title. We're gonna make it equal the data of the post too. So if we click this go, and it's given us right here, you can see this highlighted box right here giving us the title right here, the second column of the post too. So guys, this is it. You can do a little, you can do some training, you can play with where a little bit, and it's actually really easy and simple. Okay, we can add so much stuff to this, so you just gonna, if you're gonna can use or you can use and you are gonna have a lot of possibilities with where. So guys, I think this is it for our video, and see you in the next video. Welcome again, and in this short video we are gonna discuss the keyword order by. The keyword order by lets you get the data in a specific order, like ascending or descending order. It's just really easy to use. Okay, if we write here our query, select all from, let's use another table for this one. Let's say cats. Okay, and you write order by, and the column you want to order it. Okay, here is the column. Here is an example for the column in the cats table, which is ID. Okay, and if you leave it like this, if you didn't write here anything, it's gonna go to the default, which is ascending order. Okay, so the order by, you write the order by, and you write the column you want to order it. You want the table order by, or you want the data order by it. So if we press this, and you get here the ascending order. Okay, and if actually I can write like this, ascending, and this is the default for it. But if I press this, to get the same idea, because this is the default order, the ascending order. And if we wanna get it by the descending order, we're just gonna type this DESC, which is a short for the descending order, and we press go, and here it is giving us the descending order. Okay, and we can change the column, of course. Let's say we want to order it by the name. Okay, we click go, and it's gonna give us the descending order, and of course B is after T in the alphabetic order. Okay, if we change this to ESC, which is the ascending order, and we click go, it's gonna give us the B first. Okay, which makes sense. Okay, I think this is it for this video, guys. I hope you like it, and yeah, see you in the next video. So the next clause is distinct, and distinct gives you the data without any duplicates. You can use distinct with a table or with a column. So if we hover over here and we click users, okay, it's gonna give us the data in the table users. So I'm just gonna perform it first with a table. So to perform it with a table, I'm gonna insert this record again, this row again. Okay, let's do this real quick with here, insert into users. Can just select in values. The ID was 5. The username is Jug. The email is jug@gmail.com, and the password is 123. Let's close this, go, and here we inserted the same record again. So if we use distinct, I insert it with the same ID. Okay, if we use distinct like this, select distinct, and this is where you write distinct after select all from and the table's name, which is users. We are gonna close this and press or click go. It's gonna give us, okay, the first 5 rows without the last row I inserted earlier, which is a duplicate row. Okay, so this is a simple example, and if we did this right here. Oh, sorry guys, that was someone knocking on my door. Okay, so if we actually used if we deleted or erased the star sign and start and write or type in a certain column, let's say the password is all duplicate. If you guys notice that here, we can use this. So I'm gonna write in password just to get the distinctive value of password. Okay, we are gonna press oh, and here it is. It's giving us just one. Okay, just one password from the duplicate ones. Okay guys, we can use this with some certain column or with another column. If we use this again with user ID, let's just keep it, just do another example. If we like select all, or select distinct, sorry for that, distinct user ID from and the column which is post is here. Can click go, and here it's giving us one of the duplicates. Okay, and if you type any column like the ID column, it's gonna give you all of them because there is no duplicate values in this column. Here it is giving us 1 or 2. Okay, I think this is it for this video, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hi guys, and welcome again. So in this short video we're gonna discuss the clause in. Okay, let's click on SQL, and here we are gonna type in our query. Select all from post where ID and we are gonna put some parentheses right here. We are gonna type in our results 4. We are gonna close this, and basically in here we are checking if there is value, if there is these values are in the ID column, okay, and will get us the records if there is any kind of value in this, if there is any value in this ID. Okay, we click go, and you can see here it's given us 1 or 2, because actually 3 and 4 are not in the posts. We only have 2 records. Okay, but if we change the table's name to users, which has like 6 records, we click go, we can see right here giving us the 4 records right here. Okay, and we can change the column name actually, do anything you want. Okay, you guys can play with this a little bit. Let's say we remove the star right here and we only want to get the username and password. Okay, let's click this, and here it is, it's giving us only the username and passwords. You guys also can submit whatever values here you want. Let's give it just for 2, say, and it's giving us only 2 records. Okay, you guys can change this a little bit. Let's say, let's put some text, let's put some var values in the end. We are gonna put the body. Let's see, we are gonna put the body right here. We are gonna change the column. Of course, we are gonna change the posts first. We are gonna change the column to body to get the values based on the body. We are gonna put right here post. I forgot that, sorry. Hello from post 1. Okay. From post 1. Let's copy this real quick. We are gonna change this to let's see what given us. Okay, we are gonna just erase this and put all. Okay, let's see what this will give us, and it's giving us the 2 records. Let's say we want the first record. I've never tried actually just one value right here, but let's try it together. Click go, and it's actually giving us just the record with the body hello from post 1. And yeah, you guys can play with this a little bit. Okay, and yeah, I think this is it for this video. What's up guys, so in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use the CRUD by class. So the CRUD by class is very important when it comes to getting this specific information you want from your database. And basically what it does, it gets your data into groups. Sometimes you need to get your data into some groups, some sections. Okay, you want to maintain it, customize it, whatever you want, and it gets your data based on a specific SQL functions. You remember SQL functions? We discussed them in the previous videos. Okay, like sum, average, count, and so on. So if we actually hover over here on the posts, okay, if we hover over here, we have only two records right here. Okay, and I'm gonna insert some data into this table so we can use it. So I can show you guys an example on CRUD by. So I'm just gonna paste this real quick, and you can see here I'm inserting some data into the post table. Okay, you guys can, I can wait till you guys can see this. Okay, and insert it whatever you want. Of course I'm gonna leave the database file for you guys, okay, in the course files, so we can see right here you can insert this data and this data into your database, and we can click go, and here it is. It's giving us that all the data inserted, what as you guys see here, right here. So if we look at the user ID column, you can see right here that we have some columns with duplicate records in the user ID. We have 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3, and 1 again. So let's say we want to get the number of these duplicate records in the user ID. Okay, so how we are gonna do this? We are gonna do this, of course, by using the group by clause. Okay, so let's click on SQL command and let's select our data. We are gonna type in select all from the post table group by, and the column we wanna group it by. So of course the column is user ID. So what we actually should do here is specifying what function we want to use with the group by class. So we want to count the number of user IDs in this table. Okay, so we are gonna put it into between the parentheses, and we also wanna get the user ID. Okay, so you can see, guys, how easy this is. We are gonna click go, and you guys can see here our results. So it's basically showing us there is 3 values for the 1 right here, and there is 3 values for the 2, and there is 2 values for the 3. Okay, you guys can see how easy this is. Okay, we can change this to sum we want. It's gonna give us the summation of the user IDs for each value. We can click go. You can see here we have 3 for 1s. So 1, 1, 1 equals 2. And we have 3 for 2. So it's gonna equal 1. And we have 2 only for the 3 values, so it's gonna equal 6. So if we actually look at right here in the post table, you guys can see this. Okay, if we have 3 1s, and we have 2 2s, and we have 3 2s, and we have 2 3s. Okay, you guys can see how easy this is, and you actually can play with this a little bit. So let's see, we only want to get the number of records, or the number of rows for let's say for 1. Okay, we can write where right here, which is a condition where user ID equals 1, and this is only gonna get the count. Let's give this for count for only the user ID that equals 1. Okay, and you noticed here that where precedes group by, which is the specific, the right order for this query. If we try to write where after group by, it's gonna give us an error. Okay, let's end this with a semicolon and see what it gives us. So it's giving us only, we have 3 with for the user ID right here. It's giving us only the user ID which has the value 1. So if we try for 3, click go, you guys can see that's only giving us 3 right here, and we have only 2 3s in our table. So you guys can do a bit with this. You can try train yourself a little bit. You can play with it. The group by functions is really important, and you are gonna use it a lot. So I guess this is it for this video, and yeah, see you in the next one. So hi guys again, and welcome to another video. So in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use alters. And alters basically are just a way of creating, modifying, dropping and adding constraints on columns, and you can actually use it on tables for some specific stuff. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to use alters, and it's really cool and important to use. Okay, let's see. Let's start off by typing in alter table, and the table name, which we can see right here, plus add column, and the column name we want to add. Let's say we want to create a date time column, create that, and here you can specify which date type. Of course it's gonna be date time, and we can add some constraints right here. So we can add default, current timestamp right here. So you can see here that we can do this really quickly. We add column, the data time, we can specify here the constraint we want, or the data type we want, and the date we can specify a default value, which is current timestamp, which will get the current time. So we can go with go, and here it is. If we open this here in another tab, you can see here that here it is, the column we specified. So we also can drop a column. If we type right here, drop alter table, and the columns, let's see, post drop column, and let's say we wanna just drop the column that we have created, which is created at we are gonna enter this semicolon. We're gonna click, and it's given us here a little prompt. We can click OK, and if we go right here and refresh this, we can press Ctrl R for refreshing, and here it is, our column just vanished. So guys, I'm gonna also create some videos about alter, because it's really useful. So this is not just it for alters, and see you in the next video. So welcome to another alter tutorial. So in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to modify a column and how to rename a column. And modify here means to change the data type. So if we hover over here to the post table, so you can see here we have our data. If we click on structure, you can see here the body or the title here. If we wanna click on change, you guys can see here this is a type of a varchar. Okay, this is a type of a varchar. The data type of the column is varchar. Let's say we want to change it to text. Okay, it's really easy to do. You just type in alter table and table's name, which is alter table post, modify, as a column name, which is title, I guess. What's title? Yeah, it was title. And we are gonna set it to text. Let's change that. Let's click. Let's write semicolon. I click go, and you can see right here that's giving us a success prompt. If we go back right here and click on structure, you can see here that the text, the title now is a type of text. Okay, so this is it for the modify column. Now you can play with this a little bit. Let's say we want to change it back to varchar. We can do this. We'll click. And we actually can set the allocations here. Let's say we want to set it to 30. And we click go again. And here it is. It's giving us a success prompt. If we click on this again, you can see here that it changed to varchar 30. So if we came back and let's log to renaming a column. So let me, it's really easy. Let's just type in alter table and the table's name. Let's say cats. Right, and change. Oh, something is wrong. Change column, and the column you want to change it. Let's say if we go to cats right here. And let's say we want to change the name. We're gonna type in the column name and the column and the value or the text you want to change it to. Let's say you want to change it to C, which is short for category. C name. We're gonna close this. We're gonna press go. Something is wrong. Lines, right? Something is wrong around here. So we actually should specify the columns, data type, and the allocations right here. So this column, if we look over here, it has a varchar, it has a data type of varchar and 20 allocations. So if we actually look right here, varchar, if we type this in here, and the allocations, if we click go, you can see that given us a success prompt. And if we click here is the name. If we click on structure to refresh it again, so you can see here that's changed to C name. So guys, I guess this is it for this video, and wait for another tutorial with alters. So see you. So up to this point we're really getting deep with alters, and I want to show you guys how to use alters for some stuff. So the last thing with columns is how to add constraints on your columns, and constraints like foreign keys, primary keys, indexes, and stuff. So we are gonna add the foreign key. We are gonna add a primary key to the users table. If we click on users right here and another tab, you notice that we actually say in here current selection doesn't contain a unique column, grid, checkboxes, and blah blah blah. So it actually doesn't contain a primary key. So if we click here on instruction, you can see that there is no actually a primary key for the ID right here. So we are gonna add a primary key here. So this should be easy. Type in alter table and the table name, which is users, add primary key, and open our parentheses, which is right here, and we are gonna put it to the ID. Okay, and I have discussed in the first videos what is a primary key. Hopefully you've been following along from the start. So if we actually put the semicolon right here and press go, you can actually see that that's giving here an error, duplicate entry 5 for primary key, for key primary. So if you've been following along, you know that you don't know that primary keys are unique and don't have duplicate entries. So if we actually click on browse right here, you can see that actually the ID is duplicate right here. So all we have to do for this is to just delete all the data from this table, because we actually can't change this. Okay, because there is no primary key. That's why we're adding it. We're adding it to in the first place. So you can actually you can do this with your command line right here with this symbol, command truncate table and the table name, which is users. If we click go, it actually deleted all the data right here. So if we click browse, so you can see the data is gone right now. So if we just delete this, and we went back to our column right here, we click go, and here it is, it's created our foreign key. If we click here on structure, you can see the little key right here. Okay, so now this is a foreign key. So now I want to show you guys another thing with alters. So with alter you can change a table name. So let's try this one, alter table, and let's see, we want to change the table users. Okay, we're gonna specify the table. I'm gonna rename, type in rename to, and the new name we want to specify, let's say account. Okay, we're gonna add the semicolon and click go, and if we actually refresh this right here, and you can see here our accounts. Now the name is changed. So all you have to do is just click this right here. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it back to users. Okay, you can do this really easy. We're gonna switch it back because I like the name users more than accounts. All we have to do is just change them, and we click go, and here it is. If we click this icon right here, and now it's giving us the users table again. So guys, I guess this is it for this video, and see you in the next one. What's up guys, and what's going on? So in this short one I'm gonna show you guys how to use aliases. And aliases basically is just a way of putting a fake name or a temporary name to your app. So aliases are extremely useful when it comes to dealing with a lot of data and a lot of tables. So maybe some tables, the name of your tables, or the names of your tables, it's just too complex to write or something like that. So you wanna put them, you wanna type them in a short way or a more simple and easy way. You can actually use aliases. So let me show you how to use aliases real quick. So if we try on and write our generic query, select, let's say, username, and here you type as, which is short for aliases, and here is the name you want to specify as an alias. So let's say we want to short the username to name, UN for username, from the users table. Okay, because actually the username column is in the users table. Well, if we click go, here it is. It's actually empty right now because we didn't insert any data. So you can see here that it's giving us the UN that we specified. It doesn't give us the username. And you can make any columns you want right here. So we can just type in a comma right here and proceed to the next column we want to specify. So we can set password as okay, we can type go. So here it's giving us the column as pass. Okay, and it's actually really empty. So we can try to do it with another table which has data. We can select name as nm from cats. See the categories table, and we can put our semicolon here and click go. If something is wrong, unknown column name in field list. Oh, I did something wrong maybe. So let's get this right here. Oh, it's actually C name. I forgot. I changed it. So we can write C name right here. We can click. So here it is. It's giving us the name table, the NM table, and you guys can play with this wherever you want. So let's try another example on the post table right here. And which column do we want? Let's say the body as, let's say, Bo, which is a funny name. Okay, we are gonna click go, and here it is giving us the body of the table, which is Bo. So you guys can see how easy this is, and actually yet very simple and beneficial. Okay, when it comes to joins, you guys will wanna use as. So see you guys in the next video. Hi guys, and welcome again to a new video. And in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use joins. So let's talk about what is actually a join. Join is just a way of combining two tables together to get some specific data into one table. Okay, joins are extremely simple and easy, but some people think they're confusing, but they're actually really simple to use and yet extremely beneficial. Okay, so we can give you guys an example right here. Can show you guys the data in the post table right here, and here is the users table. It's empty, it's completely empty, so I need to insert some data in this table first. So let's go to SQL. Let me paste this real quick. You guys can copy this, you can pause the video wherever you want. So I'm gonna click go. You guys can see here, if we click on users again, it's here giving us this data that I just inserted. So we have here two tables with data. If you look at this picture right here, you can see these are the tables we have in the database. So what actually join will do, it will join our columns right here, this column from the user's name and this column user ID from the post table. So you guys, gonna show you this. Let's create let's do our query right here. So select, let's say we're gonna select the users ID, the users dot name, the users dot user name, and the post dot user ID, post dot body. Okay, from, and the first table is users. You noticed right here that we type in the table and the column name. Okay, users, inner, join, and then the second table, which is post on, and here we are gonna specify the columns from the two tables we wanna match together to get this specific information from our database. We are gonna specify this like users ID equals and the column from the post table, which is user ID. And if we click go like this, you can see here it's giving us all the data from right here. You can see that this data now match the ID and the user ID data match right here along the columns right here. So we can see this, the John username created 2 records right here. Well, 3 records because it has two IDs, so we'll get the 2's from the user ID, and Sarah 3, it will get 3, and John again 1 will get the user 1 from the post table. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If we can actually make this a little complex like this. We can just show only one record as long as we want this. So if we write in here users.id equals 1, it will only get us the data with the user ID 1. So we can see here that we only had the John with the user ID 1, and the user ID from the post table is 1. Okay, you guys can customize this whatever you want. Okay, and join, you can actually delete this and it will still be working, because inner join is just a join. Of course, there are other types of join I will discuss in the next video. So join is just an inner join. Okay, they're the same. If we click this again, it will get us the same result. Okay, you guys can add any columns here as you want. If we wanna, we can load this comma again and put the post dot title right here. It will get us the title. You can see right here that this title is here. So if we get back to this image, you guys can see how easy this is. You just need to match the data from two columns right here. And you notice that we got John, Will, and Sarah, and we didn't get Kate or Mona or Joe, because they actually don't have any matches. They don't have any matches right here from this table, from the user ID table, or actually the user ID table. So you guys can see how easy this is, and you just need a little training for it. So see you in the next video. So guys, to make things more clear again, I'm gonna show you guys another example with inner joins. So if we hover over post and open it in a new tab right here, let me change these duplicates to numbers for the ID in users. We have like 6 users right here, right there. So if we click this 4 and this, let me get this for 5. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3 are right here. Okay, let's eliminate 3. Let's delete this right here. Click again. Okay, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me delete this. Okay, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we actually try on and do this again, here is our query. If we click go, it will get all the data that matches. Okay, if we go ahead and actually delete 3 right here, okay, it will not get these 3, so Sarah will vanish. Because if you look down here, if we deleted 3 from here, will not get this ID that's for Sarah right here. So if we try and delete this, yes, we can do this again. You can see that Sarah is gone right now. So all that matters right here, that the query will get the data no matter what. Just the user ID will match the ID, it will get the data. Okay, it surely will get the data. Okay, I think things are a bit clearer right now. So if we try on this and try the left join, and this is another kind of join. If we click go, you noticed right here that it's given us null in the last row, and this because actually the left join will get all the data from the first table, even if it doesn't match any number, any number in the tables or any data in the second table. And the first table is the table that's after users. So this left join will get all the data from the users table, even if there is no data matches in the other table. So it gets Sarah right here, despite the fact that there is no data right here for Sarah in the posts table. Okay, the ID 3 for Sarah doesn't here, it's not right here, but it's giving us the data. Okay, that's the role of left join. So left join gets all the data from the first table. The first table is the table after the keyword from. Okay, we'll get all the data from it, even if there is no match in the other table. Okay, I've just said a few times right here, just keep it clean so you guys can get it and understand it. If we try the right left, if we click go, so here it's giving us the data. Right here it's not giving us Sarah, because it's gonna get all the data. Here it will get all the data from the second table, from the second table, which is both, even if there is no data matches right here. So you guys can see how easy this is. It just need a little practice and you guys can get the hang of it. Okay, you guys can try and do some training right here and you guys will get the hang of it really easily. Okay, see you guys in the next video. So hi guys again, and what's up? So in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use unions. And unions is just a way of combining two columns together from the same table or from two different tables. So if we look at here and try to get this query right here, user name, select username from the users table, and this of course will get the data from the table, from the users table right here. Okay, but let's see, we wanna also select the title from the posts table. So all we can do right here is just type in union and select title from posts. Okay, and we actually have to remove this semicolon right here. So all we can do is just click in go, and there you can go. There you go, it's showing us or giving us the username and the title, other titles from the posts table. Okay, so there is a role for this, and this role is for using unions is the columns numbers in the two statements have to match. Okay, so if we put semicolon right here and try to select like email, okay, and click go, it's giving us an error that the use select statement have a different number of columns, so they have to match. So all we can do is just type in right here, let's say body, and we click go, and here it is. It's giving us the data that we want here, the username data right here, and the title, and here the emails and the bodies from the posts table. So this is it for this union clause, and all you can see guys, that it's really easy to use. So we can actually combine more than just two columns right here. You can combine whatever number you want in unions. So if we click in and try to get also cats table, select, let's say name from cats, okay, click semicolon right here. You have to put the semicolon at the last statement. So if we click go, oh, something's wrong. Oh, this column actually is CNAME. I forgot again. We click go, and here you can see it's given us the 3 columns right here. Okay, under the column username, which is the start, which is the first column right here in this first statement. So you can actually change this with aliases, whatever you want. Let's just say as, and let's set it to data right here. Kind of, it's a reserved word, so let's say our data. You can actually set that to whatever you want, and we click go, and you can see here, oh, it's not changing. Hang on. Yeah, this not should be here. I'm sorry. This should be right here. Oh, sorry guys for that. From the users table. Oh yeah. So work. Click go, and here it is. You can see that the name has changed. So guys, you can actually do whatever you want from this table. With unions you can do whatever you want, and you can actually select 2 columns from one table. So if I deleted this and try it again, select user name from users table, union, and select, let's say, password from users, and semicolon, and click go. Here you can see it's given us the username and passwords right here. So you guys can play with this a little bit. It's really easy and beneficial to use the union operator. And yeah, I think this is it for this video. See you. Hi guys, and welcome again to another video. So in these videos I'm gonna show you guys how to use wildcards. So a wildcard is just a way of searching through a string using patterns, okay, with like keyword. So basically, sometimes you need to just get some data from your database when you're building some kind of searching app. So you will use wildcards, which are like patterns right here. So we can see that most used patterns are this % and this underscore sign. There's actually a lot to add there is a lot to add to these wildcards videos, but I'm not gonna go all over these wildcards because they're too much. There are a lot to cover about them, so I'm gonna cover the most used ones. So the % right here represents any number of characters through a string, and the underscore sign represents only 1 character. So we can see here some examples I created for you guys. We can start with the first one, which is select all the Gmail emails from the users table. So we can start off by our example right here. Select all from the users table, which filters the data. It's like a condition, okay, where here we want the emails, and here we are gonna type in our like operator, like, and between these codes we are gonna specify our pattern right here. So to start with this, we are gonna type in our %sign and gmail.com. okay, and this should do the trick. So we're basically here telling SQL is select all from get all the data from the users table where email. So we're only getting this column right here, like this pattern. So this pattern tells SQL start with any number. We are gonna get the data that ends with this pattern but starts with any number of character. So this SQL query will get any data no matter what, but only one exception, that this data has to end with gmail.com. okay, and if we click on this right here, oh, something is wrong. Unknown column emails. Oh, this is actually just email. Okay, we click go again, and here you can see it actually giving us all the Gmail's email right here. So we can do a little change right here. If we click on both, and if we wanna, let's say the Joe email, we wanna change the Gmail here, Hotmail. Oh, we can change the Hotmail right here, and we can see here that one row is affected. And if we run our query again, we click go, and you can see here that it's given us only these emails without the Joe email, which was the Hotmail right here. Okay, you can see how easy this is. Okay, so let's move on to the next example. Select all usernames that end with the E character from the users table. So we can just change this to username, and then the like operator is still the same. And here we are gonna specify our pattern. So we can see that this pattern ends with an E name. Okay, so it's like the last one. Here we are gonna, here the %sign will represent any number of characters and we want, and this username has to end with this A character right here. Okay, so if we click on this, you can see that it's giving us here Sarah and Mura, because those are the only names that end with A and E. Okay, if we move on to the third example, select all usernames that start with the J from the users table. So we can leave this, all these the same. All that has to change is the pattern. So it's telling us that we have to start, that the usernames have to start with a J character. So we can put our J character right here, and we put our percentage size right here, the sign right here. Okay, sorry. So this will get any username that start with a J and end with any number of characters right here. So if we click go on this, you can see here that given us John and Joe, which start with G and G right here. Okay, you guys can see how easy this is, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys just how to use the %sign. So in the next video I'm gonna show you guys how to use this underscore sign, which only represents one character. So you can see how easy and simple this is. You just need a little training. Train yourself. You make some training, and it's gonna be really easy and simple. Yeah, and see you guys in the next video. So guys, hi and welcome back again to another wildcards tutorial. So I mentioned in the last video, or I discussed with you guys the percentage sign of the wildcards. So in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to use the underscore. Okay, remember the underscore it only represents one single character. Okay, this should be easy, and for the sake of doing this example right here, this demonstration, I'm gonna show you guys how to insert a column right here in the post table, so we can do our example on it. So let me paste this real quick. So guys, take your time to write this down, okay? And after you write it, you can pause the video if you want. We click go. If we click right here, we click browse, and here you can give us the date, the default date right here, the current timestamp for these posts. And of course it's all similar to each other because these posts are created in the same day, in the same moment, and so on. Okay, and if we go back right here and look our example, the example says display all the posts in month 5. So we can delete that. We are gonna start off by typing in our query right here. Select all from posts where created at, which is the column we want to get the data based on, like, and here we type in our pattern. So in this pattern, actually we want to specify first the 4 first characters right here, and we are gonna use the underscore for that. So 1 will represent 2, and the second one will represent 0, and the third one will represent 2, and the last one will represent 0. Sorry. So this 4 will represent the first 4 right here, and here we type our hyphen and 0 and 5, and after that we only have the day and the time. So we can write our percentage right here, which will represent the rest of the string we want to specify. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Every one of these underscores represent just one single character. Okay, and if we click go, you can see here it's giving us all this 5 months created at right here, the data that's created in the month 5. If we actually go on and change this a bit, like we can see this one 4, we did this. Okay, so the second one will not be in the data because it doesn't have 5 right here. Okay, it is 4 basically. So if we click go right here, you can see that the second row is not here. Okay, we can change this also. If we want to get the 4, we can simply click on this right there, and will only get us the second row right here, which created in the month 4 right here. So you guys, I think this is it for this video, and I see you in the next one. Oh, what's up guys, and what's going on? So we're getting up there to the end of the course, and we went along on this course from the basics to the advanced stuff, and here we have more advanced stuff for you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys what are views, how to create them, how to make CRUD operations with them, how to drop views. So basically, let's start off with what's exactly a view. A view is nothing is nothing more than just a virtual table. Okay, sometimes you work with a lot of tables, maybe hundreds of tables and thousands of records in your database, and you want some fast access to certain data or to certain table in your database. So that's when views comes to show. Views come to show. So we are gonna actually, I'm gonna actually show you guys how to use view, how to create it, and so on. So let's start off by creating a view. So we start off by create, and create view, and this here is the view name. Let's name it like, and you guys can name this whatever you want. First view, okay, as, and here you want to type in the query you want as getting the data you want from your database. Let's say we wanna get all the data from the post table in one view. So we can type our query here, and this is like the simplest query ever. Select all from and posts. This is the table we want to select the data from, and this easy you guys can create your first view right here. Okay, so if we click go on this here and here, showing us that it's all set. We are now, it maybe show up without actually clicking here. So if it doesn't show up like here, I don't have it, you guys can click on this and it will show up right here. You can see here, this is our views. It's a section in your database. Okay, we can see here that this is our view. You can click on it, open it in a new tab, and you can see right here, this is all the data we have in the table, in the post table right here. Okay, now the second one is CRUD operations with views. They're really simple and easy, just like you're doing an insert. Let's start with insert. Like the whole CRUD operations with views, just like with tables. So let's start off with an insert. We type in insert into, and the views, the view name. So it's first view, and we gonna enter in our data values, the parentheses right here. We are gonna type in 6. You can type this whatever you want. This is post 6. Here, hello. Alright, from post 6. We are gonna close this, and the last one we have right here is, let's say we have the user ID and the created ad. Let's keep this 4, and let's just copy one of those as a date. Just select it right here. We are gonna close this, and here is our semicolon. So it's like you're inserting in a table. You just put the view instead, the view name instead of the table name. So if we click go, you can see right here, if we click on this, and here it is, the 6th record right here. Okay, the next one is update. Let me remove all of this. So just like a normal update first view, set, let me set the last one, let me set the title, set title equals let me see, like this, expose. Okay, just you can say whatever you want. I'm not creative with this stuff with entering data. Okay, where ID, you can specify your ID like right here. ID equals 6. If we click this, click go, you can see here that this is post 6. If we actually click on browse, you can see here that's updated right now. So we can actually delete this. This is our last thing in the CRUD operation. You can change this, delete. Oh, I had something wrong. From, and the view name. You can just delete this, and where ID equals 6. You can set the number whatever you want. I'm just gonna remove the 6 post. If we actually click go right here, you can see the 6 post is gone right now. Okay, so if you insert in your views, or you delete them and stuff, or you delete some data, the data will be removed from the table you set it to it. Okay, so data right here in posts, if we click on it, it will nothing will be changed because we actually deleted the data and inserted the data, updated and deleted. But if you try this exercise, you can see that it's gonna change your effects on the view will gonna affect the post table. So if we hover over here again, the last thing I want to show you guys how to drop a view. Drop view and the view name, which is first view. If we click go, you can see right here. Now we're gonna get rid of this. You can see that if it's not deleted, you can press on this, and here it is, it's gone right now. So guys, this is the most basic views, or this is the most basic operations on views. There is a lot, or there is some things to add into this, but I'm not gonna go over them. You don't need a lot of them, you just need to know what views are and how to create them. All the basic stuff are just needed. Okay, and I should see you guys in the next video. Okay, see you. What's up guys, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you guys how to use functions. So let's start off by defining functions. Functions are just a way of processing data. You just give them some information, some parameter to a function, and then the function process this data and give you the information that you want. If you guys have any programming experience, this should be really easy. So let's start off by creating our first function. And this function, I'm gonna concatenate the username and password together, okay, and give them just in one column. So let me show you how to create your first function. Create function and the function name info. You can call this whatever you want, and I'm gonna put my parameters right here in the parentheses. Username. Actually, I have got to type the data type and the allocations. Varchar. The allocations are 21. This is 21, and the password varchar also 22. Let me close this. Then we are gonna type in returns, and this actually will will not return anything. It's just a definition of the submission of the var cards of the data of the parameters you're passing on. Okay, var card 44. The second line is return, and this is actually what's gonna be returned. Return, and it's gonna return username. I'm gonna separate them with a comma right here, and the password. Okay, so this should be really easy. First we define the function, define the reserved words, and then the name of the functions, our parameters that we want to enter to the database, with the data type and the allocation. And this definition here will get the submission of the var car, okay, right here 44, and then what we need to return from our database. Yeah, and I forgot to type in the concat. So just a method which is just a method of that will concatenate those two columns right here. So if we click on this, click go, and you can see that's given us a success prompt right here. If you hover on more and you go to routines right here, you select it on a new tab, you can see here that routines now contains our function. Okay, and you should be getting this function section right here. Okay, if you look at the info right here, you can see that your function is over here. Okay, routines, this section here and more routines get the procedures and functions. Okay, let's go back right here to the SQL column. If it doesn't appear right here, you just click the reload right here, the reload icon. We click it right here, you can see that the function is also here. Okay, now the function is just created. It's not gonna process anything unless you use it in a real query. So if we comment this out, let me comment it real quick so we can test our function. Now you can use your own function as just you create a normal query. So we are gonna type in select the name of our function, info, and we are gonna process in the data. We are gonna pass in the data, username, password. We are gonna close that. Okay, from, and the table that we operated our data on, or the table which has these columns right here, just a normal query which is users, of course, and we click on go right here. You can see here that's giving us our username and password. If I want to make this column a little more readable, I can alias it like user pass right here. You can call the alias whatever you want, but you can see here our alias is right here. So this is how you can create your own function right here. This is how you are gonna call your function. Just type in the name of your function and you'll pass on your parameters right here. Okay, if we hover over to this tab again, and if you click on edit, you can change here whatever you want. Here is the routine name, here is the routine type, which is a function. Of course, it's not a procedure. Here is the definition of it. You can change here whatever you want. This is how you change it manually. So at this point, if you wanna just delete your function, this should be really easy. Just type in drop function and the function name, which is, if we click on go, can see here that the function is gone. Okay, you can see it's still right here in this section functions, but if you click on this icon, real icon right here, you can see that it's gone. Okay, so this is how you can create functions. Functions can get extremely useful when something is repetitive and redundant. You guys can use it. Just save this time, okay, to save this query, to make your queries more elegant and easy. So this is it for this video, guys. See you in the next video. Hi guys, welcome again, and in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to create triggers. So this is maybe the last video in the course, but of course I'm gonna create another videos or add on the course in the near future. So let's start on with our triggers right here, with our video tutorial right here. So let's discuss what's basically a trigger. So trigger is just a way of doing something. It's an action done when another action is already done. So that doesn't make sense, does it? Let me explain it a bit. So when you're doing something in your database, sometimes you need another action done to the database based on this action. Okay, so that's basically what trigger is. So let's start off by creating our example right here, and everything will get clearer and clearer. Okay, let's start on create and the trigger. This is a basic syntax. Trigger on the trigger name we want. You can set this to whatever name you want. First, create trigger, first trigger. Okay, we are gonna define the table. Actually, we need to define the condition first before insert. Let's say this is our condition. Insert on. You can see that you can type this in a new line, or we can type it in the same line, but I don't want this to get too big. On. So on users, this is the table we want to want our trigger to operate on. On users, for each, we can get a new line right here. For each row that's inserted, we want to set, and this is here the body of the trigger. New dot username equals upper new dot user name. Okay, actually this is like this, and here we close our parentheses. So we basically defining our trigger right here. Okay, this is like the head, and we want to get the condition before inserting in or on our users table. For each row that is inserted, we want to set every username that's inserted to an uppercase, to a capitalized username. And this no keyword is just basically tells the SQL query that every new SQL data that's inserted, we have the old keyword, then that means all the data that's inserted before this trigger. Okay, so that's what the new word here means. Okay, if we press on go to create this, so we have an error. Well, actually I created this trigger before the video. It's kind of ironic. Okay, let's say right here, third trigger, and you can set this to whatever name you want, as I said earlier. If we click on go, now the trigger is created. So let's insert a record in users right here. If we click on users in the new tab, and if we insert this manually, it's gonna be much simpler and easier. If we insert on let's say Muhammad. We insert on here at Gmail. The password is 123. If we press on go right here, oh, something is wrong. Oh, we actually have to specify here. You can put this to whatever number you want. It's just testing. Now if we look at the users table, you can see right here that the Muhammad table is now uppercase. You can insert this whatever you want, and these records, actually I tried the trigger before the video, so don't worry about it. Okay, so this is basically it for the triggers. I wanna do another one. If I just delete this and change name, because if we done another one, it's gonna give us an error, because now reserved. On users, we wanna insert into another table. Okay, so for this one, every time we create a record in users, we create a new table in users. I'm gonna insert data as a prompt in another table. So let's say insert into notes, and this, I'm gonna create this table right now. It's now been created. Values, let's say added another user, or added no user. If we close this, and if we run it right now, it's not gonna give us an, let's skip this notes. If we run it right now, it's gonna give us an error because notes is not a table. If we actually want to create another table, let's go back to the database. Let's go to SQL. If we create table right here real quick, table notes. If we go now dependencies right here real quick, we can add the column as prompt. It's giving us this value right here. I'm gonna change this. We are gonna call this. So let's basically try and change it to node. Okay, just generic names. If we click on this, I can see that the table is created right here. If it doesn't appear here, just click on the icon, the refresh icon right here. So if we go ahead and click go, you can see that the trigger is created. So let's now insert a new record into the users table. Yes, if you click on notes, now it's completely empty because it's new. Now let's insert into the users table. Okay, if we try and insert right here, like a new name, Julia at gmail.com. The password is 123. If we add the ID right here, if we click go, okay, now it's inserted. Let's go back to notes. Right here you can see that our note is created right here. So you can see how easy this is. You just need a little training. Its triggers seem scary at first because it has a lot of reserved words, as you can see right here. But once you create more and more triggers, it's really easier. So guys, I think this is it for this video, and yeah, see you in the next one.